Day 287 of what seems like an endless montage of trees falling. There's a couple of hang-ups right behind me, but they're just leaning the wrong way because the wind. If the wind gusts this way, they're done. There's no standing for those trees, and there's two of them right in the middle there. And they're gonna fall nicely in the pile. But there's enough stuff behind it, they're not gonna fall that way. Unfortunately, wind blew the wrong way and I didn't have a rope on it. They weren't that big of a tree, so I figure I can cut it and control it. And then my chainsaw here has a little bit of an issue. Look here, I wanna do a quick video on this. If you're out there, like we are many, almost an hour drive from the nearest Home Depot, I'm sure. So we can't just go get chainsaw parts when we need them. So we need to be able to fix the chainsaws as we go. And if you've ever used a chainsaw for more than one tree or a bunch of trees at the same time, you'll know that sometimes you get broken chainsaws, jam ups, and all manner of other things. How's that? Well, there goes another tree. Good job. So what I do, I bring some tools here. Now, I've got an issue right now that I didn't bring a tool for that I recall. Let me show you what's in the tool bag. So you have your multi-tool that comes with the chainsaw, and that's usually pretty handy for addressing blade issues, but it doesn't help you fix anything that's wrong with it. So look here, this is my tool pouch. I use this. I made this out of leather myself. Just got places. It's just basically he's cutting more trees down here. Adjustable wrenches. I got tool videos where I talk about these in great detail. Love these things. Cheap screwdrivers, needle nose pliers, cutters. Love those cutters. I got one of these prying screwdrivers. You can pry up things. They're pretty handy. What else is in here? Some hockey tape. Like a full set of screwdrivers, basically. Number 2 Robertson, number 2 Phillips. And then this is a handy little tool holder case. When you buy big drill bits or inserts and stuff, what was this? It was a 1/2-inch drill. So I got this at a company I used to work for when I was a machinist. And they were throwing these in the garbage. I took half a dozen, I think. They're nice, clean plastic handle or plastic holders. You can put anything in it you want. So in here I have just a regular cold chisel. And then the selection of files here, small ones. So I have a real, I got a bastard file, just a small fine file. I have a chainsaw blade sharpening file here. It's specific for that. My friend Shane bought this for me. He borrowed my chainsaw, and I used my chainsaw a few times to dig up roots, basically buried it in the dirt. There goes another tree. And when he returned it, he had bought a 2-pack of these, and he kept one and gave me one. But I haven't used it because we just changed the blades, but he was very nice to have done that. And he returned the chainsaw blade sharper than when I gave it to him, so that was cool. These are just a selection of files. Files can be cleaned and, you know, deoxidized. Usually pretty hard. This one has broken off the tip in a piece somewhere, but they're inexpensive nowadays. They're not cut by hand anymore. There's machines that cut them, but they used to sit there and hammer in with like a chisel into the metal on the file, and then harden the file and then draw it back a touch. But the files are usually the hardest things around the shop. And but now this set of 5 would probably be $9, $8 or $9. Maybe you could pay $15 for a nicer looking set. These ones are nice. They have, like most files, come without a handle on it. I think historically it was because you didn't want to pay any more than you had to And if you had a handle on a perfectly good file, maybe the file was no good, you could just use the handle for all your files and save money that way. But these ones come with a almost plastic dipped handle, so the handle shape is a bit different, but the handles have just been like plastic dipped. Bloop. That's nice too, because I don't even know where you can buy a handle for a file. Tags, tools, maybe some specialty tool stores, but I never do. I never buy handles for files. I really should. That's not true. I have a few files with handles on it, and if I was using them on a lathe, I would absolutely use it with a handle. No questions asked. I've heard some horror stories about people on a lathe filing things down like this and it getting snagged and then this protruding into their wrists and doing some damage. I never want that to happen to me. So if I've ever been on a lathe and I've used a file, thankfully I'm left-handed. Machinists would know why. That's a benefit. I would always use a handle on the file then. The rest of the time, no. I'm gonna see if I can't clean this up here. This got a little bit of debris in the bar itself. It's hard to see, you can't see it. But what I noticed when I was cutting is this little heat mark right here. There's a little temperature variance here. It's overheating and it's burning off the coating on the bar itself. If you overheat the blade, it'll burn the bar. If you tighten it too much, it'll cause too much friction and drag. But if there's something in one little spot and it's dragging on the inside of the chainsaw chain, it'll overheat at that spot and then cause the spot next to it to transfer most of the heat off of the chain, so you can almost immediately identify where the issue is here. Okay, so if this is here, you can see where it's heated up, right? And the chain goes this way. Right here is going to be an obstruction. Right here is where the heat is coming and being released. Here's where the heat's being created and then it's being moved over here and released. So I know there's a little bit of a material stuck in here. I can feel it. So I'm gonna take a stab at fixing this and get back to work. Anyway, long video just for a chainsaw blade. But definitely if you're going out into the bush, don't just bring your chainsaw and think it's gonna work all day. That's never been the case. You're constantly having to take the chain off, fix it, repair the bar, whatever. And if you're gonna cut some trees and you have a chainsaw, maybe buy a separate bar and chain. You can buy slightly larger ones too, but you want one that's gonna match like the CCs of your engine too. You don't want it too big on a small little rinky-dink motor. You don't want to be driving a transport truck with a Honda Civic engine in it. You wouldn't want to put a big bar, a 36-inch bar on a little like 5cc RC car motor. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work very well. Stall out. Videos are getting longer these days. Getting old and rambling. Okay, bye.